The mainstream media's portrayal of Christians has been a topic of contention for many years. It is not uncommon to come across news stories that misrepresent or distort the beliefs and values of Christians. This raises the question of why the mainstream media lies about Christians. To understand this phenomenon, it is essential to examine the underlying factors that contribute to this bias. One reason for the mainstream media's misrepresentation of Christians is the pervasive secularism that dominates the industry. Many journalists and media outlets operate from a worldview that is antagonistic to Christianity, viewing it as outdated, intolerant, and oppressive. This worldview is often rooted in a postmodern, relativistic perspective that rejects absolute truth and traditional values. As a result, Christians are often portrayed as close-minded, bigoted, and intolerant, which is a far cry from the teachings of Christ. Another factor contributing to the media's bias against Christians is the influence of liberal ideology. Many media outlets are owned and operated by individuals who hold liberal views, which often clash with Christian values. This can lead to a deliberate attempt to undermine and discredit Christianity as well as its adherents. For instance, the media may focus on extreme or fringe Christian groups, amplifying their views to create a negative perception of all Christians. This kind of selective reporting creates a false narrative that perpetuates stereotypes and reinforces prejudices against Christians. The mainstream media's lies about Christians are also driven by a desire to push a specific agenda. In recent years, there has been a growing trend towards promoting progressive values, such as LGBTQ+ rights, abortion, and feminism. Christians who hold traditional views on these issues are often vilified and misrepresented as haters, homophobes, and misogynists. This kind of labeling is designed to discredit and silence Christians, making it difficult for them to participate in public discourse. By creating a false narrative that Christians are intolerant and bigoted, the media can sway public opinion and advance a liberal agenda. Furthermore, the mainstream media's lies about Christians are often perpetuated by a lack of understanding and ignorance about Christian theology and practice. Many journalists and media outlets have little to no knowledge of Christianity, which can lead to misinterpretation and misrepresentation of Christian beliefs and values. This ignorance can result in gross inaccuracies and caricatures, which are then presented as fact. For example, the media may portray Christians as advocating for a theocratic government, when in fact, most Christians believe in the separation of church and state. In addition, the mainstream media's bias against Christians is also fueled by a desire to attract ratings and readers. Sensationalized stories about Christian extremists or scandals can generate a lot of attention and publicity, which can boost a media outlet's reputation and bottom line. This can lead to a focus on negative stories about Christians, while ignoring the countless positive contributions that Christians make to society. By emphasizing the negative and ignoring the positive, the media creates a skewed perception of Christians that is far from accurate. Finally, it is essential to recognize that the mainstream media's lies about Christians have real-world consequences. By perpetuating negative stereotypes and misconceptions, the media can contribute to a culture of hostility and intolerance towards Christians. This can lead to discrimination, persecution, and even violence against Christians. In some parts of the world, Christians are already facing severe persecution, and the media's bias can exacerbate this problem. It is crucial for the media to recognize the harm that their lies and misrepresentations can cause and to make a concerted effort to report on Christians in a fair and balanced manner. In conclusion, the mainstream media's lies about Christians are driven by a complex array of factors, including secularism, liberal ideology, a desire to push a specific agenda, ignorance, and a quest for ratings. By understanding these underlying factors, Christians can better navigate the media landscape and work towards promoting a more accurate and nuanced representation of their faith. Ultimately, it is essential for the media to recognize the importance of fairness, balance, and accuracy in their reporting and to strive towards creating a more inclusive and respectful public discourse.